My God, 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 my God. The Phillies lost again to the Baltimore Orioles, making the opportunity to win their first series wait even longer. Guys, we're gonna talk about the Phillies versus the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2, and it's all coming up next. Let's get it. And that is right. Welcome everyone to my channel. It's your boy El Parcero Philly United of all things sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Listen, this is not going to be an optimistic episode here. You listen, when it comes to the Phillies, there's not much optimism going on these days. Not much smiling. Right now, I am forcing to smile, or maybe because I got my Flyers t-shirt on and they are bringing actual joy and happiness right now to this beautiful city of Philadelphia. They are our only hope for a championship up and coming right now here in Philly. But listen, happy Thursday, guys. You know, it's another beautiful day, even though it's a little rainy here in Philadelphia. But you know, thank God we are alive and we are breathing another beautiful day here, despite what the Philadelphia Phillies are doing. But of course, we have a job to do. We're going to talk about the Phillies. They fall to the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2, 5-4. This was a really frustrating game, and after getting myself caught up, rewatching the highlights of this game, and I kind of just sat there and I looked at my phone as I finished watching the highlights, and I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I don't understand what just happened here. But that's the case. Again, the same issues presented itself here with the Phillies. In this game, the hitting was lacking. The bullpen, we had some good we're going to get to, but we also, again, it's an issue. Pitching for the Phillies have been an issue here, especially in the bullpen region. It's been really been one of our kryptonites here. And the thing is with the Phillies, just too many inconsistencies with this ball team. In every game, it feels like if it's not the starting pitching that's going to fuck it up for you, it's the bullpen that's going to fuck it up for you. And if it's not those two things, it's going to be the hitting's not going to come up to play here. And it's just always something different with the Phillies every single night. And tonight, honestly, I can easily say that tonight the hitting just wasn't enough for the Phillies. And unfortunately, guys, with the way this Phillies team is playing, I don't feel confident at all that the Phillies can make the playoffs this year. In a 60-game season, when you have a shorter amount of time, and we saw the Phillies the past 2 years in 60 games looked much better than an 162-game season, and then we actually have a 60-game season and we can't even look freaking good. My God. But let's talk about our pitcher today. So we had Zach Eflin get the start here, and I talked about how I was looking forward to him getting another opportunity to start because he showed me a little something in the Yankee game when he pitched. He looked improved from last year. He didn't get rattled, and that was the important part, but he only pitched 4 innings. Here against the Baltimore Orioles, he did pitch 6 innings. He did have 7 hits and 4 earned runs, and he did allow 1 walk, but the key here, guys, he had 10 strikeouts. Zach has 10 strikeouts. It's pretty solid. That's a stat line that Zach can build on going forward here, but again, he did allow 2 home runs, and he did allow 4 earned runs, and he left the game after 6 innings. So, again, that 10 strikeouts is something that he can build upon. The sinker was working for Zach Eflin in this game, and you can clearly tell that he felt comfortable throwing that sinker. He needs to still work on the slider and on the curveball, because you could clearly tell that Baltimore was liking when he was throwing that ball. They were hitting on those pitches, but the sinker was definitely working for Zach Eflin, and I'm looking forward to his next start for sure. But listen, it was still a solid outing until he allowed the home runs. Anthony Santander and Rio Ruiz would get both home runs on Zach Eflin in this game. And unfortunately, Andrew McCutchen in the top of the 3rd inning could not get to the chance Cisco hit to left field. And that would bring in 2 batters for Baltimore, which would tie the game 3-3 at that point. After 6 innings, then Joe Girardi called upon Adam Morgan to get some relief in the 7th inning. And right off the bat, right off the bat, first batter, Chance Sisco, right to right field, home run, solo home run. That would put the score up 4-3. Adam Morgan, the first batter though, man. However, though, in the 8th inning, some good news. We did get to see Blake Parker get his first pitches in as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies as a relief pitcher. We talked about it in the last episode. Talking about the first game of the series. We saw Preston and Parker both get called up here for the Phillies, and Blake Parker finally got some playing time. And honestly, in his first game as a member, getting some relief, getting some pitching from the bullpen, I was impressed. I was thoroughly impressed. He pitched 1 1/3 inning. He had 3 strikeouts. He only allowed 1 hit, and then you just saw the intensity that he brings. My man was drenching in sweat. Like, he literally, it looked like he got a Gatorade shower and he went out to the mound and would pitch. But that was sweat just drenching from his body. And then as he was walking out of the 8th inning, him praising to his God, thanking the Lord for allowing that inning, because that was a successful first inning for him in his first pitches as a member of the Phillies bullpen. And I was thoroughly impressed, and I cannot wait to see what else he has in store for us here. But that's good to see that we called up a bullpen pitcher, a bullpen arm, and he actually produced for us. So we will see what Preston has for us. But so far, I'm liking what I saw from Blake Parker. Now onto the batting. The batting was not enough for us, guys. It was not enough. Only 4 runs on 10 hits, guys. It's bad when Andrew Knapp is your best hitter on the day. He went 3 for 4. He had 2 RBIs, and he was the only guy that was producing for you, quite honestly, here, as far as hitting goes for the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins, man. Rhys continuing his struggles here, guys. He went 0 for 4. On 3 of his hits, they were groundouts for double plays, guys. Rhys Hoskins is in the last at-bat, he grounds out and he just throws his helmet right on the ground. And you could clearly tell he's frustrated. Rhys is not in the right mindset. And I thought he was after back-to-back 2-hit games, but Rhys is lost right now. And we'll talk about it in a second, but Rhys needs to get his head back because he could be seeing some bench time, guys. It's getting to that point. JT Realmuto got a start here, but he did not catch. He got the start as a DH here, and he was solid in that role as well. He did get an RBI in the bottom of the 3rd that would bring in Rhys Hoskins and bring Bryce Harper to third base on a pop-up to center field. And then a batter later, Didi Gregorius would hit a sacrifice fly deep to right field that Bryce Harper would run in to get another run in for the Phillies. To be perfectly honest with you guys, Baltimore just have been out hitting the Phillies in this series here in both games. So we're talking about in both games the Orioles have out hit the Phillies 27 hits to 21 hits for the Phillies. And to think that this was on a 108 loss team last season, and we all underestimated, even myself included, I underestimated this Baltimore Orioles team. I thought that they were still going to be bad this year, but you look at some of these players that have been hurting us. You're talking about Anthony Santander, you're talking about Raul Nunez, Hanser Alberto, Dwight Smith Jr., Rio Ruiz, and Chance Sisco. These are guys that have been hurting us. To be quite honest with you, I haven't heard any of these players before this series against Baltimore. And it shouldn't happen. It really should not be happening. When you're looking at our lineup, you got guys like Bryce Harper, top 5 players in Major League Baseball. JT Realmuto, the best catcher in baseball, there's a reason why he's the best catcher in baseball, because he can hit the ball. You got Didi Gregorius, Andrew McCutchen, Rhys Hoskins supposed to be better. So you should be out hitting the Baltimore Orioles, quite honestly here. But it's just not. It's the fact of the matter is, it's just something is just not clicking with this team at this moment now. And we are now here at 13 games for the Phillies, and the Phillies are 5-8. Obviously, the Phillies have games to make up after the week that they were off, but I don't feel confident about this Phillies team making the playoffs. I really don't. And the worst part about it is that this division was going into this year looked like a really tough division, but all these teams in our division are really flawed here. I mean, we'll continue seeing what happens. I mean, it's still a 60-game season, still semi-long, but continue performances like this when you should be outplaying Baltimore, not the other way around, doesn't make you feel comfortable whatsoever, guys. And when your hitting is not contributing the way it should be, it doesn't help that your bullpen can't help you on a night-to-night basis. Let's talk some Philly news before we sign off here, guys. So the big news this morning, bright and early, it was busy. It was an early, busy morning for us here at the Parcero Studios. Alec Bohm got called up for the Phillies. I have been waiting for this moment. This is the #1 prospect in the Phillies farm system. He's a third baseman. He can play third. He can also play first base. Joe Girardi seems like he wants to put Alec at third base, which means Gene Segura will be kicked out of that third base position for the game tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. Gene Segura will be switching over to second base with Alec Bohm getting the call up. And also one other thing to note, Rhys Hoskins will be benched tonight, and Neil Walker will move over to first base. So we got some roster changes. I think Joe Girardi is on the same boat with us Phillies fans. We are sick and tired of what we have seen in these two games, and he's making some serious changes here, guys. Shifting the infield and entrusting another youngster. We've seen Joe Girardi having faith in some of these young guys. You know, you talk about already the call-up of Spencer Howard. You're talking about trusting guys like Phil Gosselin and Adam Hazley. So Joe Girardi is not shy from testing the waters with the youngsters, and I'm so excited to see what Alec Bohm can do. I really have high hopes for him, and hopefully he can create a spark for our offense here. And for Rhys Hoskins and Scott Kingery. Kingery got benched in this past game, and now Rhys Hoskins on the same boat. Both these guys have been the worst batters in our starting lineup thus far in the season. These guys are on notice. If they don't start improving, they're already getting benched, but the next step is getting assigned, guys. You do not want to get assigned back down to AAA. Honestly, Gene Segura can be put in that boat too. Gene Segura needs to step it up. He's lucky that he still gets to be put in the starting lineup. We'll see how he does at second base. He's been iffy at third base, guys, and I've talked about it on my YouTube channel here that I wanted to see Alec Bohm get some playing time over Gene Segura, and this dream has come true. And we'll see how Gene Segura can handle second base. But the batting has been an issue for Gene Segura this year. Don't let the 2 home runs blind you. He has been inconsistent as a hitter here in 2020. He's on notice as well. In other news, guys, Adam Hazley has been put on the 10-day DL. I don't have any further news of what the injury is. If you guys do know something, definitely let me know in the comments below. But I have not seen anything else. But it's a little concerning since he was competing with Roman Quinn. Seemed like Roman Quinn had the job for the past week. But Hazley's another young guy that I have high hopes for too as well. So hopefully we will see him back in 10 days for sure, guys. The Phillies also have designated Edgar Garcia for assignment as well. And then last but not least, the Phillies are retiring Dick Allen's number 15. If you don't know Dick Allen, he was a popular Phillies player back in the 60s and 70s. Hopefully with this enshrinement into the Phillies Hall of Fame and also the retiring of his number, that will entice Major League Baseball to retire him. He was a solid player back in his day, and this will also maybe we might see the retiring of Phillies legends from our day. I'm talking about J-Roll, Ryan Howard, and Chase Utley. Maybe those guys will get their numbers retired before they get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Sixers. I'm talking about the other frustrating Philly team. The Phillies are back at it today against Baltimore. 4 o'clock first pitch for Game 3 of this series. The last game of the series, Phillies already lost this series, so hopefully they can find a way to at least get a win and don't get swept. Don't want to get swept against Baltimore. Please don't get swept against Baltimore. Why is it that the Phillies show up against the good teams and don't show up against the bad teams? Why is that, Phillies? You show up against the Yankees, show up against the Braves. You don't show up against the Marlins. You don't show up against the Orioles. I'm sick and tired of this shit. This is my games at its finest. But the Phillies are back at it for Game 3, 4 o'clock. We will see Tom Eshelman facing off against Jake Arrieta. And for Jake, keep building off of those performances you had against the Yankees, against the Braves. I liked what I saw, so let's see some more of that. Guys, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts. If you want to vent, definitely the comments below is where you do it. Vent. Let me know your feelings and your thoughts on the Phillies thus far in these 2 games of this pitiful terrible series for our Philadelphia Phillies. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have watched up to this point, but please, it would truly mean the world to me if you would like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help continue the growth of your favorite parcero here in Philadelphia. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys to ring that damn bell. I'll talk to you guys very soon.